Hello everyone, welcome to this video where I'm actually going to be looking at installing the Xtrons head unit on this Mercedes W205. Now I've been doing the ambient light install on it as well, so a lot of the interior is already dismantled, but I wanted to show you all just this head unit on its own, going over it a little bit and just basically the installation of it, all those kind of things. So without further ado, I'm going to show you all inside the box. So inside here we've got the owner's manual, we've got this mounting bracket which we will need, we've got all the wiring harness as well, and lastly we've got the screen here as well. That screen looks really nice and big. My E30 is running on cardboard. So very quickly, with regards to the screen, I'm going to basically sort out all the wiring for it that needs to be done. Oh, that looks so good. And you got some ports at the back there for transfer card and a 4G SIM card. And this will still give you access to your current stock head unit, but for the other extra Android stuff like using Google and all the other apps and stuff, and even like YouTube, those kind of things, you got to access them through here. So the 4G and the GPS, and I think these two plugs are going to be the other main ones that need to be used. These two tabs will need to be opened because this actually needs to get installed onto this head unit. So you need to basically have it connected up like this. Because it's a W205, they need to be used like that. So I think those two screws here are going to be used for that. And then you got the other two screws that are going to go through at the back over here, which is going to be on your current head unit. So having a quick look at the old head unit, which looks very plasticky. I don't like these head units. I think they just look so wrong. The widescreen looks decent, but still that looks proper. That looks more like a Mercedes should have looked. So it is quite a big size comparison there. You got to think of it as the actual screen and not just the bezel. So that's probably the real size comparison there. Now I'm just going to sort out the wiring for this, kind of get my head right with how it all needs to be wired up. It's going to be kind of similar to the Xtrons head unit I did on my E46. There's a few bits and pieces, there's a few variables to it. I need to sort all that out. I just thought I'd show you how to remove the black screws from inside here. You get your T20 that you used, and from the underneath you just basically push it through, and that's it. It pops out just like that into your hand. So we will need those two screws. We will need to use those two screws in this. So the best thing to do here is just pop these in, just so you don't lose them really. That's the main thing here. You don't want to lose these guys because we need them. Right, so with the wiring now, I've just had a quick look. It does come with a little booklet here. But in essence, what we're doing is this piece of wiring will get connected, I think, to the old one here. These extra bits, I'm not sure if we're going to use them just yet. I think they are used. And then this white connector here joins up to this plug. And a lot of this basically gets fed through from the old head unit over to this one. I'm going to route out the GPS and the antenna. This is for the 4G, this is for the GPS, this one's for the 4G, and that one's for the GPS. Get all that sorted, and then I can carry on with the rest of the installation. It's a lot of hard work dealing with wiring and routing it all around, so I'd rather try and get that done as best as I can now and then deal with everything else afterwards. I've routed the wire for the 4G through round underneath here, and it's basically gone, you can just about see it there. It's gonna come all the way through, round, under. I'm gonna bring it up over into the dash area here. I'm kind of preparing for that just here. I'm going to use this to kind of feed it all up. And on that side, I've got the GPS monitor. So it's keeping one on each side. Yes, that does create a little bit more work for me, but it gets a nicer result. And that way, both the things are on each side. Now I'm just removing the head unit. So there's two T20 bolts on each side, and then it just allows this to slide out. And then we've got all the wiring harnesses back here. Majority of these can just be unplugged. So that's what I'm going to do now. Once unplugged, I'll be able to start connecting up the other harness. So moving around which bit goes back into this and then which bit goes into the new head unit. And then following on from there, I'll be able to put everything back into the places that it's supposed to be. I have done in the past the videos on how to remove everything. Like I said before, a lot of this has already been removed because of the ambient light install that I'm doing. I'll insert the clips of uninstalling everything for that. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with the wiring, get the new wiring sorted, and then we can kind of play around with everything a little bit more. I noticed a little bit of a speaker on there, so I think I need to route that speaker through somewhere as well. I'm going to put it more than likely underneath one of the footwells. Might do it on the passenger side, because then it's just one less thing on the driver's side. And then yeah, let's go. Now I hope I can capture this nicely on camera, but it is so easy once the head unit's removed to put wires through and out here. So as you're about to see, I've come over to this corner area here. I'm going to put the wire through there, and it literally just comes out in this whole area here. So I'm going to try and put the camera up so you can all watch how simple this is. This is going to be helpful. This is going to be helpful for more than just installing this. If you're doing footwell lights and such, just remove the head unit. There we go. That's it. That was so easy. I'm actually kind of annoyed with myself that I never figured that part out before. So a key note, the GPS one has a gold head and the Wi-Fi one has a black head on it. So when you do put it all the way up, you're not going to get confused with the wiring. I thought this would be a nice way of filming this. So this white cable that goes out to the speaker here, I'm gonna feed this out back through over here. Now this part of the wiring harness will have to be fed all the way up behind all of this. So I'm probably gonna have to get my hand through and back up underneath behind there and stuff. This part of the wiring harness, so this gets connected up here, and then this joins up over here. There we go. That's on there nice and tight. So you got loads of other bits here, so you can do camera detection, auxiliary in, out, all these extra bits, more cameras as well. But this car's already got the rear camera set up, so it should hopefully work automatically with the Xtrons, because that's going to be part of the original wiring harness there. I just got to feed this up and through. The one thing that I'm not sure on is where this gets connected to. So it's got a 3.5mm jack there and a USB cable. It says I'm supposed to just connect this to the USB port of the audio, but can't see where that is. So what you also want to do here is push down on this a little bit, and it just pops out of the clips just there. This just loosens up the vents, so you get a little bit better access to the back here. It's not the best, but every little helps is the best way to put it. So just kind of feed the wires through behind this if I can. So we've got this wiring to feed up and out. This is hard work. So what I am gonna do, I think, just gonna bring the wiring through that way. From here, hopefully. Oh, come on. And then you can kind of feed it through the center here. Right. That's these wires all sorted. Gonna connect this one up now while I can. This one I think gets connected to the other harness. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the rest of this wiring. Oh my god, I've got too many bits of wiring going through here. Feed it around the back here, but it should be enough space to go through. And then bring the two wires up through there. Happy days. Now then, this final lot of wiring, I'm just gonna do the same thing as earlier. Right, that's all those wires sorted out there. Main ones are up and out. I can tidy up the rest of it once I've gone on through the rest of the installation a little bit more. So really all of this wiring here isn't gonna be used by me. Car's already got a lot of the features already, so that should be registered through here. So only this white one is the one that I need to worry about. The rest of it I'm gonna kind of hide behind the vents. This connector port here, I'm still trying to figure out where this gets connected to. So I think I'm gonna leave that out for the time being. So really it's just the USB wire that I just need to figure out now. So what I'm actually going to do before I sort out all this wiring, I'm going to tidy it up at the top a little bit, and then I'm actually going to look at sorting out the screen. So everyone, this just took forever, sorting out the wiring coming up here. You got to be really creative with it. You got to get the wires through up out here and then move it over to the side and get it in here. Ideally, I would say move one of the harness sides this way and the other one this way. Just evens it all out. But by the time I got it all in there, I just didn't want to take it all back out and deal with it. So I've made it work. It took some time, but yeah, I think it was worth it in the end. I've got this vent to actually come back up here. It gets hard because of all the wiring you have to kind of squeeze up and behind it, and it's obviously not made to have it all there. Ideally, if this piece was removable, that would have been perfect, but yeah, there we go. We've got the wires all out that we need to. Now I just got to sort out the last ambient light strip up here, wire up the rest of it, put everything back together, and happy days. So everyone, the car is finally finished. It's actually 4 AM at the moment. I'm going to capture this on my phone because I don't think it's coming out right. And with all of that footage captured, as you guys heard, I finished the car install at 4 AM, including doing all the vents and everything else as you saw in the last video for the ambient lighting. Now, unfortunately, I didn't actually capture any footage of the head unit or anything like that, but I can confirm everything did work at the end of it. The USB thing that I was trying to figure out for ages, what you have to do is you have to put that inside the armrest USB port. You have to basically connect it up there. Again, this is a year ago now. That's where that USB port went. I do think if I was to do it all again, I would probably take off the glove box and try to see if I was able to get any extra space to put all the wiring through to the top of the head unit. I just think there's a small chance that that would actually help. That was basically what I ended up with regards to this install. As I mentioned earlier as well, with the head unit, it did work with the reverse camera and stuff, and basically all the original features stayed. You just got the additional Android usability from it all. But without rambling on too much, I hope you all did find this video helpful and informative, and just another way of being able to look at upgrading your Mercedes C Class. If you found it helpful, please give the video a good old thumbs up, and if you think I could have done anything differently, please leave it in the comments. And also, if you enjoy car content like this and want to see more car stuff, you know, doing installs and all sorts of things, then make sure to hit subscribe. Hopefully YouTube are recommending some good videos for you right now, so by all means click one of those. But I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.